What is up? It is Friday night. It is the late night agenda, and as always, your weekend starts right now. There's plenty to go through tonight. We're going to be looking at Jordan Henderson and Fabinho's proposed moves away from Liverpool, who could come in to replace them, and a couple of other bits and pieces along the way. Before we get stuck into it, though, I just want to let you guys know there are still tickets on sale for a live show in Dublin. August bank holiday weekend, Friday, August the 4th, at the beautiful Sugar Club. If you would like to come and join us, you can find a link to buy your tickets in the description of this video. And we're still working on that Cardiff one for September, so fingers crossed we'll have an announcement on that show as well. Right, look, my friends, I'm not going to keep this up on the screen and distract you. I'm going to get straight into the talk. You know what I want you to do? I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please do drop a like on the video. And of course, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, do so, please. Really, do it. Go on. You know you won't regret it. Go on. It makes sense, doesn't it? Right, let's start off with the serious stuff. Fabinho and Henderson, where are we? Truth is, nobody knows right now. So, apparently, the club that Steven Gerrard manages, El Ettifaq, are crying poor mouth. So they can afford to pay Jordan Henderson £700,000 a week, but they've only got £13 million to pay for a transfer. Doesn't really make sense, does it? Make it make sense, please? I don't get it. I don't get how you can afford to pay somebody 700 grand a week, but £13 million is all you can spare for transfers. So Liverpool have basically said that they want 20 million, and they've used the fee that was paid for Koulibaly, who's 32 years of age, as an example. So let's wait and see what happens here. But it's cutting it close because the Reds travel over to Germany for the pre-season training camp tomorrow. So will something break tonight? If it does, you can be assured we'll be back on to let you know the latest. Now, Fabinho, this one is quite interesting. I did say to you guys many weeks ago that Nuno, his former manager at Rio Ave, was looking to bring him over to Saudi Arabia. 40 million is the offer that's believed to be, well, forthcoming, hasn't arrived yet, and I think Liverpool will accept it, and I think it's a fair deal. And yeah, so that's that on that one. The big question is, what does Klopp think about this, and do we have time to replace them? Because I've no doubt Jurgen Klopp thought, well, we've got Szoboszlai in, we've got McAllister in, things are starting to build now. There's loads of talk that Thiago's going to stay at the club, and nobody expected our captain to be potentially going, and Fabinho, but plans change and Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool have to adjust. So, what had been said in the media today? Well, Moise Caicedo is one name that's been doing the rounds as a possibility for Liverpool Football Club. But here's what I don't understand, right? If we were willing to pay the 100 million that it looks like it'll take to get Caicedo, and I don't believe we are, despite reports, why wouldn't we have been willing to spend about the same to buy Declan Rice? Now, people will probably reply to this going, Caicedo's a better player than Declan Rice. Maybe, but Declan Rice is homegrown, Declan Rice Premier League proven, and if we had that much money, I guess we could have tried to go there. But maybe the argument will be that Liverpool didn't know they would have the Fabinho money at that point, so Arsenal were too far ahead in negotiations. I don't know. I just don't believe that we're going to see John W. Henry and FSG spend £100 million on Caicedo. We got a bit of a bargain with Alexis McAllister because of the clause in his contract, but this is where I start to get even more confused. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but at the time when we were finding out about the clause in Alexis McAllister's Brighton contract, I'm fairly sure that it was The Athletic or somebody else who said a similar clause was inserted in Caicedo's contract. So I'd be interested to know what that clause actually is, because if the value was 100 million, I don't think he would have signed a contract that valued him at 100 million as the buyout. So let's wait and see how this one goes. There is a bit more news with regards to Caoimhín Kelleher, by the way. Wolves are interested in bringing him to Molineux. But again, not leaving Liverpool much time to find a replacement if indeed we do decide to sell Caoimhín. The number being asked by Liverpool Football Club is £20 million. That's a number I think is very fair. Caoimhín Kelleher is pretty experienced for such a young keeper. Played the Champions League. He's played in League for Liverpool. He's played in cup competitions for Liverpool. He's played for Ireland, of course. So I think 20 million is a fair valuation. If Wolves don't want to pay it, then I'm sure we'll be more than happy to keep Caoimhín Kelleher. From his perspective, it's always been an understanding from the club that he would want to go and play first team football. You're not going to dislodge Alisson Becker. He's the best goalkeeper in the world, in my opinion. But from a selfish perspective, I've always loved having Caoimhín Kelleher as the number 2 at Liverpool, not just because he's Irish, because he's a very good goalkeeper. So I'll keep you up to date if there is any movement on that one. But there was one other thing today that I wanted to bring up, and this is about George Schmadtke and his role. Again, reports starting to come out to say that we are revisiting Manu Kone. We are still looking at that player and that situation. You may be aware of this, you may not be aware of this, but he picked up an injury in the under-21 Euros for France, and that could have potentially put the kibosh on Liverpool looking to push ahead with that. Or maybe, again, we're reevaluating after what's happening with Henderson and Fabinho. Because look at it this way, right? We've got two brilliant midfielders in. And if we bring in Lavia, which looks very likely, that's 3 midfielders brought in, but Lavia is very, very inexperienced, which would leave us with Thiago to potentially play in the 6, Lavia to play in the 6, and Bajcetic to play in the 6. Again, 2 of those options very, very young. One of them not even a natural 6. So it's a little bit distressing. And then you have to look to the potential 4th midfield signing. And this is where I would like to see Liverpool bring in some experience. I'm not expecting a Barella, but I'm talking about somebody who's 25, 26, 27. Because it's great refreshing midfield, but we need a mixture of youth and experience. And quite frankly, we've got a lot of youth, and that will stand us in good stead moving on. I mean, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Stefan Bajcetic, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai. It's pretty good, right? And that's before we look at Tyler Morton, Connor Bradley, and a few others who are coming through. So I think we're going to be okay in the long term, but we can't just ignore the big void of leadership that would be left if we lost 2 senior pros like Jordan Henderson and Fabinho. Like, we've already lost James Milner, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, Bobby Firmino. That's 4 senior players at the club. Well, okay, Keita's not much of a miss with regards to playing time, but Oxlade-Chamberlain was certainly very good to have around the squad. Jimmy Milner, as we know, sets the standard. So I think I'd love to be a fly on the wall in Jurgen Klopp's office right now, because we have to move quickly. Our first preseason game is next Wednesday, and then it's countdown to the Premier League start. And so Kloppo and the team are going to have to move quickly. As I said yesterday, once that offer is received by Liverpool, and I think it will be agreed quickly for Fabinho, that's when I expect us to go and make our move for Lavia. Probably a fee around the same we're going to offer that we receive for Fabinho. Whether Southampton accept that or not, maybe they hang off for a little bit more. 50 million is viewed by Liverpool at this point, and these aren't my words, by the way. James Pearce has mentioned this as too much for a player who is still inexperienced. And again, can't say this enough. I agree. I think a figure of 35 or 40 million for Lavia would make more sense. But I know I've scooted over the whole Caicedo thing a little bit, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will be in the comments saying how much you'd like him. And look, I love him for many reasons. One, obviously the relationship he already has with Alexis McAllister. 2, not only can he play in that midfield role, we know he can play at right back very effectively as well, thus then giving Trent some cover if needed. So there's a lot of positives there. And the only reason I haven't really drilled down into it is I just can't see Jurgen Klopp sanctioning 100 million, let alone John W. Henry actually sanctioning 100 million. So as much as it would be great, as much as it would solve a lot of problems, I just don't see it happening. So will it be Kone? Will it be Lavia? Will it be somebody else? Truth is, none of us know right now, because none of us expected this to happen. Lavia was always on the cards. That's still very likely going to happen. And as I said, I think it'll be linked to Fabinho's move. Once that's sanctioned, it'll all fall into place. But who this 4th midfielder would be, I really don't know, because I feel we definitely need to bring that 4th midfielder in. But it's a big lot of change, isn't it? So I want to know how you're feeling about the upcoming season. For me, all in all, honestly, I'm really optimistic. I'm looking forward to it. And I think Liverpool are going to have a very good season, a very good campaign. And I can't wait to see the lads in pre-season. I can't wait to see Alexis McAllister and Szoboszlai taken to the pitch. So I'm full of positive vibes. But as always, it's over to you now. So I will catch up with you soon. Much love as always. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.